Hello, and welcome to the Rang Rouge unit of the week. And today we're taking a look at the Stormer HVM. Stormer HVM is a Stormer APC which mounts a bunch of high velocity missiles. HVM. Very descriptive, I know. But the HVM missiles are also known as Starstreak, which is a British-based manned pad system which entered into service in the late 90s. The same with the Stormer HVM system. Starstreak missile itself is quite interesting, as it's very different from other manned pads, as instead of using an infrared guided missile system, it uses a laser guided system, meaning that you have to keep a visual lock on or sight on the target at all times, as the missile follows a low powered laser. And also secondly, the warhead itself, as it's a two-stage warhead, the first one being the actual proper missile system, but once it reaches the target, the warhead will actually shoot off 3 tungsten penetration darts, which have a small fused warhead on the end as well. These darts would pretty much just go right through the target and blow up. And because these high penetration darts can penetrate quite a bit, this man-pad system can also be used to destroy lightly armoured vehicles. In-game, the Stormer HVM is a 75-point anti-aircraft base weapon system available to the British, and it has 2 weapons. So you have the Starstreak missile, 16 of them to be exact, with range of ground of 2.6 kilometers, 3.1 against helicopters, and 2.4 against aircraft. You have 65% accuracy, 12 AP, 6 HE, and a reload time of 20 seconds, but you get like a, I believe, 8-shot salvo, so that's not really that much of an issue. It's a very interesting missile, we'll get more into it a bit later. And then you have a single machine gun, because that's really going to save you. Up down to miscellaneous stats, it has 3 frontal armor, 1 at side, 1 at back, and 1 at top. 10 HP, medium size, very good air detection, a speed of 80 kilometers off-road, 110 on the road, poor stealth, a good autonomy of 600 kilometers. It is amphibious, it's a prototype, and it's available in most type-based decks. In-game, the Stormer HVM is a rather interesting anti-aircraft weapon system, because it's one of the 2 missile-based anti-aircraft systems with the ability to shoot ground targets. The other one, also available in Commonwealth style decks, is the classic M113 ADATS. Both weapon systems are a little bit different. The main thing is ADATS is actually good at blowing up tanks with 25 AP, while Stormer of only 12 AP does give it the ability to blow up ground vehicles. It's just not really very good at it. It's more of a self-defense weapon against any lightly armoured vehicles which may make it into your rear line. And in its main role as an anti-aircraft weapon, it's pretty good as well. It's mainly used for anti-helicopter work with its 3.1 kilometer range, but really its range, accuracy and damage is not that much bad, or worse I should say, than the ADATS for 35 points less. But one of the really nice things about the Stormer HVM is its ammunition, as it carries 16 bloody missiles on it, which is a lot for an anti-aircraft based weapon system, which makes the Stormer pretty logistically efficient, as you don't have to constantly keep a supply truck near it to keep it firing. You can buy 1 or 2 at the start of the match, and just as long as you're not trying to shoot down a tactical outplay from your opponent, they should last you a very long time, the ammunition loadout guys. It's not radar based, which is nice, so it's less micro. It's amphibious, which allows you to move around, and it also has a machine gun which can do something at least. I guess you could scare off some infantry units with it. Overall, the Stormer HVM is a pretty good anti-aircraft weapon system. It's kind of an interesting pick, as usually in Commonwealth decks, my personal experience, don't see it being used too much. The ADATS kind of overshadows it in just the general role, but for being a cheap ADAT, it's definitely worth the points you are paying for it, because for 35 points less, you're really not losing out on a whole lot. Yes, it's not as good in the anti-tank role, but you shouldn't be using these in the anti-tank role to begin with. And well, I'm gonna leave it off at that. This has been another Rang Rouge unit of the week. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as usual, please just take it easy.